Hello and welcome to the San Diego North Young Life Banquet. Safe to say, unlike any banquet we've ever held before. My name is Stephen Luke, and I'm an anchor and a reporter over at NBC7. But more importantly, as it pertains to today, I'm on the Young Life Committee, and like you, excited about where this ministry is headed. Of course, this isn't what we had in mind. We had booked a room, you'd invited your friends, we were going to pack it full of people and have some food, share some laughs, and talk about the ways that God is using Young Life to reach the 28,000 kids across our specific communities here in the North County. That couldn't happen. We couldn't obviously all get together. But because this event is so vital to the fundraising efforts to keep this ministry afloat, we really couldn't cancel it either. So here we are. Just as the Young Life leaders have already started to pivot to meet kids where they're at, hopefully at home. They're talking to them through social media and Zoom. We've already seen some really cool clubs happening online. Well, we adults have this same opportunity in front of us here today to support Young Life. We're going to hear from some people over the next few minutes, namely Brad Scandrett, who is the area director leading the charge. But we're also going to hear an incredible message from special guest Jonah Werner, and also from some of the leaders and kids who are in the trenches talking about how Young Life is making a difference. And you're going to have the opportunity to partner with all of us, of course. That's why we're here. So finally, I do believe the time that we're spending together will leave you encouraged and uplifted. Thank you in the midst of all this uncertainty for choosing to be part of something bigger and something that hasn't changed, God's desire to penetrate the hearts of kids in our community.
Hey friends, my name is Brad Scandrett, and I am the area director here in San Diego North Young Life. And it is my pleasure to take a moment today while standing right here at Poway High School on campus, even though things are shut down, to take a moment to introduce you to our area staff. And I'm going to start off by doing that by introducing Andrea Rayburn.
Hi folks, I'm Andrea Rayburn with San Diego North Young Life. I am your local admin. I help you stay connected, and I also am in charge of all your communications behind the scenes. If you want to reach out to me, feel free to do that. You can reply back to any of the emails that come, or you can text me. I want to introduce you to Rob Schreiber.
Hi, I'm Rob Schreiber, and I get the privilege of leading a couple of our wildlife clubs at Twin Peaks Middle School and Meadowbrook Middle School, and also get to lead at our ministry serving our friends with special needs called Capernaum. And I get to introduce to you Becky Jose.
Hi, I'm Becky Jose, and I'm the team leader for Poway High School. In our area, we have Young Life happening at Mira Mesa, Poway High School, as well as kids from Rancho Bernardo and Mount Carmel and Westview come to our club. It makes our club fun and beautiful.
Hey again. Not only do I get to be an area director here in San Diego North, the area director, I also have the opportunity to be a leader, which is fun and exciting, and I love it. I helped start Bernardo Heights Middle School Wildlife Club at the beginning of this year, where we have a lunch club, and we do campaigners as well. And then I also get to lead right here on Poway High School as a part of that team. We're super thankful for the opportunity just to be in front of you and to introduce ourselves and to have you get to know each one of us. It is our joy to serve and love on the kids in this community, and we're so thankful for your partnership and coming along with us for this journey. Thanks.
Hello everybody, my name is Joel Werner, and I'm coming at you from my home just outside of Boulder, Colorado. And I was supposed to be with you all today to share a little of my story, my music, and the Young Life story, but I'm obviously not able to be there. But we're here, and we get to connect like this, so I'm excited to sit here and on behalf of Brad and the Young Life staff, the volunteer leaders who give so much of their time, and most of all, your middle and high school kids, say thank you. Thank you for supporting Young Life. Thank you for being our partners, or thank you for coming and checking us out for the very first time right here. The truth is that you are our partners, and we need you, because with your help, we want to make sure that every single kid in the San Diego North area has the chance not only to find a mentor and a community, a place to belong, a leader, but also, and most importantly, a chance to encounter the living God. founder of Young Life said, we're all about kids and we're all about Jesus, and don't you forget it. And we have it. We have it. You see, he believed, just as we do, that every single kid has the right to know that their Heavenly Father loves them like crazy. That they have the right to know about the Jesus of John 10:10, the one who said, I have come that they might have life and have it abundantly. And that's all any kid wants, right? Is life, full life, and love that is consistent and true, never failing love. And that's what this is about. Hey, how does that song go? She turns it up on the radio and she's gonna be a superstar tonight. She's got diamonds, blinging things at magazines. She's got a number 4 dress size, self-esteem, and she knows a whole lot about almost everything. She's a regular high school beauty queen, and all she wants is love, and all she wants. And he says, I go left and I go right, I go every which way I wish I might, and I do anything I want most all of the time. He's got a jacked up pickup truck kinda right, and he's hard on the gas, easy on the eyes, but it's nothing more than just a cheap disguise. 'Cause he's got a messed up family, a messed up life, and all he wants is love, and all we want is love, and all we want is love. It's true. It's true. There's a verse that we love in Young Life. It's 1 Thessalonians 2:8, and it says this. It says, we loved you so much that we were delighted to share with you not only the gospel of Christ, but our lives as well, because you would become so dear to us. This is a theme verse in Young Life because we share the gospel with kids, but Young Life leaders also share their lives with kids. They go where kids go, on their turf, in their world. It's a thing that we call contact work, and it's really the heart of the Young Life mission. For your kids, it'd be going and hanging out on the school campuses, the cafeteria, it'd be becoming coaches and going and hanging out at the student section at football games, or going and hanging out at Chick-fil-A or Starbucks. It's just being in their world, on their turf, and if you've never tried it, you should, because you will have more respect for these Young Life leaders than you would ever believe, because it will scare you to death. I mean, I know for me, whenever I step on any middle or high school campus, I am transported back in time, and all the insecurities come flooding back. And I remember that same kid. I remember myself way back when asking the questions, am I good enough? Does anybody like me? Where do I belong? What's my purpose in life? You could picture me back then. I looked similar. I had short hair on top, long hair in the back. I was business by day and party by night. I drove a 1969 jet black Chevrolet Camaro with glass packs on the bottom and nitrous in the trunk. I was a fast driver in my dreams. I actually drove a 1985 peach-colored Ford Fiesta. It was 4 cylinders of pure power. I had a short hair and long hair, and I had a home perm in the back that my big brother gave me. Oh man, I was shy, I was lost, I was insecure. I had one friend, and every day my friend and I would sit at the cafeteria lunch table, and we would see this guy come in all the time. His name was Dave, but we called him Super Dave. And one day, Super Dave walked toward our table. We didn't know what he did or why he was there. We just knew he was awesome. And he said, hey, "You're Jonah, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "My name's Dave." And I said, "Super Dave." He said, "Whatever." He said, I heard you're big skiers, right?" And I said, yeah, we like to ski. Grew up in the middle of the mountains of Colorado. We love to ski. And he said, "Well, I love to ski too." And I was wondering, would you ever want to go with me? Like, I'd love to give you a ride up to the mountain, and we could hang out all day, and then I could take you home afterward. And my first thought was, wow. Super creepy, man. But my next thought was, but we do need a ride sometimes. This was before I had my Ford Fiesta, and so we started going skiing with Dave, and we became pretty good friends. And after a while, after he earned the right to be heard, is what we call it in Young Life. We believe in Young Life that kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we knew Dave cared for us. He said, "Would you guys ever want to go to Young Life Club?" And we said, what's that? And he said, "Oh, it's super fun. It's skits and singing and games and a lot of the cute girls go." And we said, "Yeah, okay, we want to go there." And we did. And we loved it. Young Life Club is kind of controlled chaos. We call it a party with a purpose. It's skits and games and singing, and then a message about who Jesus really is. And for me, that was where my picture of Jesus changed, from the storybook cartoon Jesus to the living God. And it was there that I found a place where I belonged, and I was accepted regardless. After that, Dave said, "Would you ever want to go to Young Life Camp?" And I said, "What's Young Life Camp?" And he said, "It's incredible. It's a whole week long, and it's even more fun than club. It's just like it, but it's a week long, and 10 times as many girls go, and they're all from California." I said, I definitely want to go to that place, because like I said in that first song, all we want is love. And I wanted love back then. Do you remember that high school self? You remember we all went, I had a couple relationships here and there, but they were all kind of one-sided, like the kind where it really felt like she and I both loved her a lot, but neither of us cared for me all that much. And I want to find love. I went to Young Life Camp, and it was only because I didn't have any money. My dad was a high school dropout. My parents worked minimum wage. And Dave called me one day and said, "Jonah, someone from our town wants to pay for you to go to this Young Life Camp." And y'all, I don't know who that person was or who that couple was, but I wish I did, because if I did, I would look him in the eye and I would say, "Did you know that because of you, my whole life changed? Did you know what an impact you've made on my life?" Because I went to camp, and every night the speaker would speak a message, and I heard, yes, we're broken people. We are. And we can't get to God by our own good merits. But I heard this, that God loved us so much that while we were yet broken, he sent his son to pay the price for our sins so that we can be in right relationship with God. I heard that if I admitted I was a sinner, I believed Jesus died and rose again for me, and I committed my life to following him, I could have a relationship with the God of the universe. And so I decided that's what I wanted. And I went back home, and so Dave got me plugged into Campaigners, our small group Bible study where we can ask the questions, learn how to read the Bible, and then from there he got me plugged into church. Because make no mistake, y'all, Young Life's not church. It wasn't meant to take the place of the church. We're partners with the local church. And we would love it if every single kid ended up in a community of believers at church. And now here I am, 25 years later. I play my guitar and I share my simple story of how one community just like you stood behind one man who believed that I was worth something. And I'm passionate about it because this mission will never stop going after kids, because we know that when the cloud and the fog lifts from this ordeal, there will be kids still asking questions, maybe more now than ever, saying, am I worth anything? Does anyone care about me? Is life even worth living? And we're going to tell them that all he gives is love.
We are the Jose's.
I'm John.
I'm Annie.
I'm Zach.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Becky. And we want to share with you why we love Young Life.
I love Young Life because it has helped me discover my admiration for music.
I love Young Life because it's given me an opportunity to deepen my relationship with Jesus.
I love Young Life because it has connected me with a lot of people and provided me with more friendships.
We fell in love with Young Life almost 20 years ago, and we've loved raising our family in the mission.
Some of the things that we have participated in have been...
I've been able to do week-long work crew in camp.
I've been able to do Young Life SLP and week-long work crew as well.
I'm a wildlife leader, and I have done month-long work crew 2 times.
I've had the opportunity to serve at a weekend camp doing program and as well serving as a head leader.
We have thoroughly enjoyed hosting club in our own home, as well as I am on staff.
Okay,
we want to thank our San Diego North Young Life family for welcoming us a year ago. It's wonderful to see that Young Life is consistent in Northern California, in Southern California, and all around the globe. We're the Jose's.
And we love Young Life!
Good afternoon. Let me extend my welcome to you to our first ever San Diego North Young Life virtual banquet. As you heard earlier, my name is Brad Scandrett, and I'm the area director here in San Diego North. I gotta be honest, a month ago I never thought I would be sitting in my backyard recording a video. We all had such high hopes that we would be face to face, shoulder to shoulder today, enjoying good appetizers and drinks at the Ventana, the beautiful Ventana at Lexus Escondido. But alas, here we are sheltering in place. Thank you for taking the time to join us, to jump online with family and maybe a friend and hear about the great things still happening in our Young Life area. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Now, as you may know, students today are living in the most disorganized world that we've ever seen. For our young people, this may add a greater level of anxiety too. Now, like my middle school son, getting a few extra days off of school may sound fun at first, but it does bring tons of big questions about teaching and online learning and sadness over sports and events being canceled and uncertainty about graduation and moving on ceremonies, challenging family logistics and low-grade uncertainty that puts everyone on edge. Now, there's also conflict at home. Students from broken homes are now stuck in those broken homes. How much more important today is it for Young Life leaders to be reaching into those broken homes to care for students? Now, in the midst of cancellations all around us, here is San Diego North Young Life's promise to you and to students. Conversations will not be canceled. Relationships will not be canceled. Affirming and lifting up students will not be canceled. God's word will not be canceled. Hope will not be canceled. And above all else, love will not be canceled. Now, most of you know how difficult and different it is to be a student today. And I'd love to take a few minutes to share with you how what Young Life brings to the table in regards to helping students is making a difference. Now, students today are busy, so Young Life gives them spaces where they can unplug, like camp and campaigners and club, and camp where they get off the bus and they turn in their phone and don't get it back until they're on the bus going home. And most students say they didn't even miss it. Students today believe lies, so Young Life tells them the truth. We tell them the truth about who they are, about what God has to say about them. Truths like they are dearly loved, they are unique and special, they are created in the image of God, and their lives have a purpose greater than themselves. Students today are alone, so Young Life gives them friendship. Friendship with caring adults, no strings attached, with adults who can help them feel like they belong. 5-to-1. You probably heard or read the data that says every young person today needs at least 5 caring adults in their life who take initiative, speak the truth in love, show genuine interest in their life, share openly about their own life, and as my friend Scott on committee says, affirm as much goodness as they can see in them. Now, students today are empty, so Young Life shows them life to the full. Earlier, you heard Jonah refer to John 10:10, where Jesus says, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus says, I have come that you might have life and life to the full. We show students what life with Jesus looks like. Students are restless, so we bring peace. And it's not just peace, but a complete and whole peace. Students are experiencing an unprecedented level of anxiety, so Young Life helps them connect to the giver of true peace, which is Jesus. Students today are aimless, so Young Life gives them direction. Many students today are just going through the motion, most of them not realizing that the trajectory that they are on is not going to lead them to the life they hope for. Young Life helps them find the path to real life. Students today, as you know, are depressed, so Young Life gives them hope. In a world where depression is on the rise, Young Life brings laughter and joy into those dark spaces and places. From skits at club, where they can see leaders making fools of themselves, to program characters at camp that invite students into a story of redemption through laughter, we bring hope. Students today are isolated, so Young Life brings them healthy relationships with healthy adults who will love and care for them with no agenda. And remember that word, belonging. We help students find a place where they belong. Students today are distracted, so Young Life helps them find focus. Life today is complicated and full of distractions, and Young Life comes alongside students to help them focus on the things that really matter. Things like healthy relationships, healthy friendships, and so much more. Now, students today are surrounded by things, as you know, that are fake, and they themselves can even be fake. So in Young Life, we show them what an authentic life looks like. So much of life today for students is putting on a show, putting on masks to cover truly being who they are, building walls between them and others. In Young Life, we help them to be truly who they are by taking down walls and helping them remove the masks to be the children of God they were created to be. And today, students are lost, so Young Life helps them find meaning. And what do we do when we're lost? What do you do? What do? Well, I look to places and people around me to help me find my way. A friend of mine said it like this a few days ago. Luke had Yoda. Frodo had Gandalf. Elastigirl had Edna. Heck, even Simba, he had Rafiki. Every significant character in history had a guide, someone to develop their talents and steer them into their full potential. This is what we do in Young Life. A Young Life leader does this with each student they know and care for. We help them find meaning in their life and point them to the one who made them and gives their life meaning. That's Jesus. Young Life leaders are guides for students to invite them into an adventure with Jesus to experience change, healing, and life. As we said earlier, students today are living in the most disorganized world that we've ever seen. And what we are trying to do in Young Life is bring order and shalom to students' lives. Shalom is the peace of God, the peace that surpasses all understanding, peace that brings healing and hope no matter how disorganized their world around them is. And what Young Life brings to the table, helping kids unplug, helping students find fellowship and direction and a full life and laughter and etc. It's not new to us as a mission. In fact, what we provide to students today is the core of what and who we are. And I believe with all my heart that the mission of Young Life is poised for greater success and significance now than ever before in our history. I'll leave you with a couple more thoughts. For almost 80 years, Young Life has been all about the good news, the gospel of Jesus Christ. And just this past week, I heard a friend of mine, Dr. Nate Landis, say this: read the good news before you read the bad news. Read the Bible, read the good news before you read the bad news. Great advice. Right now, there is unparalleled need around us, and Young Life leaders are God's ambassadors of hope and reconciliation to students in a time of great uncertainty. And I want you to know we are holding our mission to share Jesus with students with open hands. We don't have all the answers, but we do know the one who does, and that's Jesus. There are 18 middle school and high school campuses in our area. Over 28,000 students. This is our mission field. Right here in Rancho Bernardo, in Poway, in Scripps Ranch, in Mira Mesa, in Del Sur, and 4S. These are your students. and we are going to continue the mission with your help to bring hope and peace into their lives. Thank you for listening.
My name is Katrina and I'm a leader with Poway Young Life. I'm also an elementary school teacher. I just wanted to share some of my favorite memories with you guys, and I hope it's an encouragement to you all. I started leading Young Life right after I graduated college. I had a couple friends who were leading in the area, and they invited me to a Young Life event, and I immediately fell in love with the students and the leaders and just the whole heart behind Young Life. And so ever since then, I've been getting to walk alongside these students and leaders, and it has been the coolest thing I've ever been a part of. I just really love that Young Life gets to show kids God's love through the way we love those students, and that has been so neat getting to experience that through our weekly events with club and campaigners, but most importantly just walking through life with these kids, whether that's getting coffee with them or going to their games or getting lunch with them or just being there for them on the phone after they've had a bad day. I just love that we get to use that as a tool to be there for these kids and to show them Jesus' love. Some of my favorite memories have been getting to just hear the conversations that these kids, how they're growing and what God is doing in their lives, whether that's how they've been praying or how they've been inviting a friend to Young Life or how they've been trying to help out a family member. It's been so cool to see how God is working in these kids' lives. Some of my other favorite memories include getting to build relationships with these kids and watch them grow even after they've graduated and moved on and gone off to college or wherever life takes them. We've had a handful of students who have moved on and now they are leading Young Life or they're serving in their church or going on a mission trip. And that's been so cool to see how their love for Jesus has grown in their hearts so much that they want to share it to everyone else in the world. That has been so neat for me to watch as a leader, and just the relationships I've gotten to build over the years with the students and their families and their leaders has made such an impact on my life too. It's been so neat to see how God has used me and stretched me in ways that I never thought I could be stretched. So I just wanted to say thank you again so much for your love and your prayers and support. It means the world to the leaders and the kids to know that we have you guys backing us up and helping us out as we walk alongside these kids. So thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Maddie Scott. I attend Rancho Bernardo High School as a sophomore, and I go to Poway Young Life. So I started going to Poway Young Life at the beginning of the school year last year, and my friend actually introduced me to it, and I was really nervous to go at first because I never went to church growing up, or at the time I've never opened a Bible or even prayed before. But looking back, I can see Young Life was just such a huge introduction of all that for me. I've learned so much through Young Life. I've learned how to pray, and I can truly understand who Jesus is and the incredible things he's capable of doing. My favorite memory from Young Life has to be club nights on Monday, because we play such fun games. We've done like a color war and a donut eating challenge, but we can also take a step back and listen to the stories of Jesus from the Bible. And I also have made so many new friends from Young Life, and I can proudly say I've gotten close to each and every one of them. Young Life has just really pushed me and all the other students that attend Poway Young Life to be the best person they can be and just help others and spread Jesus' words. So on behalf of all the students that attend Poway Young Life and me, thank you for supporting Young Life. It means a lot.
Hey everybody, I am back. And it's not just because of my story. It's because of a lot of your stories, your kids' stories. And most of all, it's because of every single kid out there right now who is asking the question, am I worth anything? Where do I fit? Is life worth living? It's for all of those kids right now that I'm not only humbled and honored, but I'm excited that I get to be the guy who, in this crazy time, gets to ask you to partner with us. I get to be the guy to ask you to help us raise the funds we need to raise to keep this ministry and mission moving forward. Our annual budget is $265,000, and that's money raised from San Diego North community only, and then it goes back to ministry with kids in San Diego North. And right now, for this fundraiser, our need is to raise $50,000. And I think we can do it. And I want to charge you and challenge you, really, to take ownership of your kids during this time. Whether you have young kids, old kids, kids in middle or high school, or no kids at all. The kids in your community are your kids. And so would you take ownership and walk alongside these kids as our partners? I was thinking, it was in 2008, I was asked to sing at this Young Life fundraiser in Houston, Texas. And it was going to be an easy gig, just play 2 songs, and then I was going to be done. And right before I went on stage, the area director of Young Life asked me, he said, "Hey, Jonah, can you also do the financial pitch?" And I said, "What? No way, man. I don't know anything. I'm an artist. I don't know anything about finance. I don't have any finances. I don't know what to say. No one's going to respect me and my skinny jeans." And he said, "Well, we don't really have a plan B." And I said, "Oh, great. Shoot. So what do I need to ask?" And he said, "Just ask him for $350,000 and we'll be good to go." So I went backstage and I was pacing back and forth, and this young high school girl, Young Life girl, said, "Are you okay, Jonah?" And I said, "No, this is terrible." I said, "It's 2008, it's a financial crisis, the markets have crashed, and this guy just asked me to ask them for $350,000, and nobody's gonna be able to give anything tonight, and they're gonna blame it all on me." And y'all, without missing a beat, this young lady, this Young Life high school girl goes, "Oh, this is not about you, right? Like, this isn't about you or me, or this is about the people that are here with us. And I think if they ask God what they're supposed to give, we'll raise whatever we need to raise. And then maybe if times are hard for people financially, maybe they'll look at what investments they make and look at which ones are foolish and which ones are wise. And Young Life is a wise investment." And y'all, I stopped and I thought, I'm going to use all of that tonight. Because she was speaking the cold, hard truth, right? About the difference between God's economy and man's economy. Stock market goes up and down, markets go up and down, but the investment you make in your kids, it never changes. It's always worth it, and it pays dividends that you may not even see until you're face to face with a kid like me who says, "It's because of you that my whole life changed." So that's why I want to ask you to give boldly. And for some of you, that means giving $50 or $100 a month. For some of you, that means giving $5,000 to $10,000. It's different for everybody, but with what God has entrusted you with, would you please give boldly, take ownership of your kids, and walk alongside us as our partners as we continue to go after every kid everywhere for eternity. That's the message, and that's the ask. And I think we can do it. Let's raise this money together. And here's how you do it. There's probably going to be a graphic on the screen too, but this is it. Go to sandiegonorth.younglife.org and you can give your gifts. and let's give together. Let's give boldly. Let's raise this money. And now I'm going to play a little music to give by. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for supporting Young Life. Prayers for you and your family during this time. Ask him the questions, and he'll give you the answers. This is What If I Fall? Yeah, God bless you guys.